And the fact is that we have the word artificial means that we must have a designer. So basically, something that does not depend on the physical interpretation, somewhat poorly processed, and have a designer at the very top of it. That is my opinion for the first question. Anyone have it? Please proceed with Milk first, I think, and then we have Fem and Andre.
Okay. Well, why you recorded me, bro? Okay. But there's just start. There's multiple levels of. Shut up, mouse. Multiple levels of there's multiple levels of artificial intelligence. It doesn't have to be the multi whatever it's called. The Chat GPT thing. I forgot
Yeah,
the term of it. There is just, I mean, there's the chess bots. That would be AI, right? Or maybe just like something that does one simple task. I don't know, maybe like assemblers in factories. I don't know if they do the exact same motions every time. This is kind of why I feel like I would lose the debate because I don't really know everything I'm talking about, but I do know that
yeah.
it's not just one thing. Yeah, I get stronger, uh, but it also does simple things as well.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, but I mean, uh, ChatGPT typically in the research community, we often call ChatGPT as a pattern matching machine. Does not, well, it is not intelligent. I mean, in a certain sense, you can call it that, but in some other sense, maybe not.
hmm
That kind of thing.
I think the really cool thing about AI is that it has uh I'm sure there is like when it comes to the bias that an AI could have, there is, there is the designer of the AI's bias, but I'm sure I've noticed it too, that it kind of just has its own bias when it comes to things like, I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like using a camera as input or something, and it recognizes certain colors, but it doesn't recognize other colors. I don't know, I find that. What are you guys talking about?
Well, that is understandable. Uh, anyway, yeah, I think I can resonate with that because the thing is that that kind of thing is understandable from the perspective of human versus machine. So, you
hmm
are, entangled in a complex interaction with a substrate, a construct that apparently is you, or at least similar to you. So that is a basic of the, well, typical, I mean, it's a basic typical reaction towards something like that. Most of the time, also, people associate themselves with intelligence when I ask any question for uh, okay, so what are you of difference than the animals, or maybe? And it typically, the question is very reactive. People are very defensive, so I can understand how you feel. And as much as the question is raised and the answer is analyzed. But what we will have to take that later on a little bit. Let's see Fem. Wait, hold on. No, Angel. Sorry, I still kind of speak it as Fem. Uh, but yeah, Angel. He goes by Fem. Okay. Anyway, please, Fem, raise your idea, and we can switch on to Andre. Let him speak. I also want to hear Fem voice to see what it is.
NYA tilde NYA tilde
Like,
data.
what it is supposed to be. Fam, speak it up. You are on the
Uh,
stage.
all right. I don't think he can speak now because he's in his dormitory with other people. So yeah,
Oh, uh,
I think we can
that's
just skip to
unfortunate.
Andre for now.
Yeah, alright. Sorry, fam, we will skip to Andre.
Oh, Andre. So
Okay.
It's basically, what do you think of AI for now?
Yeah. Okay. So I will clarify a little bit. What do you really think about AI? Like, for example, I I said to you, ask you a question like I'm an interviewer, and I said to you about something about artificial
Yeah.
intelligence, AI, etc. stuff. You go around
Mm-hmm.
people, seeing them talking about AI. So you kind of being
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by the atmosphere that people talk about it. So what do you really think when that word
Mm-hmm.
comes to mind? What initially pop into your
Hard.
head, and what
Mm.
you see from your interaction with it? Basically, is that.
Um, from personal perspective, I'd say, well, AI is a tool originally, like that's its intention. People use AI to make life more convenient, and hmm, it has evolved into something that has, I don't know, people grow complacent on it. That's what I've seen in my experience. But then I'm not sure actually.
I mean, like,
Is AI
usually, yeah, yeah.
ChatGPT? Okay, so we're defining AI. Artificial intelligence. So anything that's like created that not really think for itself, but more produce like an output that's similar to how humans think, sort of. Would hmm. Isn't that like, yeah, I can see what you meant when you compared AI to animals. Well, I wanted to add that, like, besides all of our, like, how we're more intelligent than animals, I'd say that the difference we have between animals and humans, we have morals, I say. AI doesn't really have morals. They base their sort of moral system based on their, like, what was it, like server model. I forgot what it was, but that's what I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, that question is justified because, anyway, hello anyone who has been getting in here lately. Konbanwa minasan. De, the well, anyway, uh, the fact is that you asked about the point when I compare AI to animals is a fairly good point,
Mhm.
mainly because even there are certain cases that animals, while acting and operating in an environment that you would think that it will needs to have intelligence, have a brain, neuronal system,
Yeah.
they don't. Uh, in another sense, where animals in a lighter form have intelligence coming up, 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 evoluting itself further and furthermore. The part that
Mm.
you are asking about the hierarchical moral standard is that basically uh, they are still intelligent. They still have action, interaction, learning, interpretation, etc. Something. They just only do not have the modern moral standard that we have right now. Because like a lot of
True.
time, if you see in history, the moral standard of human is actually pretty close to animals. Like for example, you compare to ancient people, the Homo sapien, the intelligent people, even back in the time, a lot of things that they were doing are actually relatable to animals more than the moral standard that we have right now. So I would argue that the the human standard and human development is just fast enough to reach the current moral level rather than the other intelligent
Mm.
being are not as sophisticated of. Yeah, basically something like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
So we're basic. So humans have developed faster than any other animal. That's why we're at a higher, like we have a different moral system than them. Hmm.
Yes. Because the
That's interesting.
capability and the selection allow us to come up with that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hmm.
But that is my subjective view. I mean, like, as I think
Number
if you
one,
think about it a little bit, You can find drawbacks and maybe loopholes in the analysis, but at least per my view, that is what I am seeing of.
It does
Yes.
sound like a solid view. Mm.
Yeah, but well, I'm not Draco. Draco is actually have speciality in biology, so I will have to defer it to
Biology,
him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hello. So
Mm-hmm.
let me speak about the brains.
yeah, but
Sure.
thank you, Andre, about the conversation. I want to reply to Fam. Angel. Sorry,
Okay, go
Angel. So,
ahead.
so yeah. So number one, artificial intelligence is not necessarily intelligence for me. It's a model tool that mismatches various things that appeal to the user. Second question, artificial is by AutoCAD, anything can be made by human, not by biological means, or does not have a biological to speak of, biology to speak of. And third question, this intelligence is a broad concept, but if I have to point one meaning of it, it is a formation of thoughts and ideas to perform tasks and the other things. Now, for this meaning of intelligence, one might argue that AI can do something similar, but for now, I will gather my thoughts. Okay, so thank you for your thoughts. I can answer this, and then Draco may add it up a little bit on his own account. Uh, Number one, that is a very good view, but it is restricted to the form of artificial intelligence that we have right now. Okay, so basically, the theory, or at least the dream of artificial intelligence, has been there for a little bit while now. Even back in 1750, the age of which you can see that we have Descartes, maybe, around people coming up into the von Neumann era, where you have computers, Marvin Minsky, where you have the symbolic AI, and you can go further and further up. Uh, in those era, we do not simply wish for the AI to simply obey us and kind of, you know, appeal the user. It appeals the user only in the sense that it works in a certain sense by existing. So, a father is very happy and the son appeals to the father because the son exists. So basically, it is the loose sense of, yeah, appeal to the father. Basically, that is for AI. The second question is a little bit lacking because artificial. For example, if an alien makes it, then would it be artificial? Yes, it is. But the idea is correct. The third question is correct again, but there is a caveat that what about other stuff? What about emotion? What about other things in there? Intelligence can be many different things. It is the reason why we even have the term emotional intelligence, no? So we might have something else more than that. Intelligence might be everything combined, not just learning and thoughts and ideas. But they are the main things, and it is what we have in mind every time we kind of speak of it. And yes, that
Okay.
is my idea about that. For blissful uwu, we have my Lilith AI girlfriend is real. I think you are coping, my son. I think you are coping.
Nice.
Blissful, please.
You
Yeah.
had to really
Okay.
call him out.
Draco, please add. Please add into it.
I had to say
So
something.
first of all, to discuss emotions, we gotta discuss the brain, which is basically from biology. So in biology, there's two types of basically basic intelligence is divided. There's two types of intelligence, right? Liquid and hard intelligence. But before that, I want to discuss first about the lower brain and the frontal brain. Now, what makes us humans different from animals is that we have a larger frontal cortex, which is used for more rational thoughts and uh, is basically used for repressing. It's used for repressing our emotion. How do I say this? Fuck. I forgot. Let me just type it.
Time is running out. I mean, I can extend it a little bit, few more
Yeah.
seconds for you, but keep it up.
Hold on. Basically,
Yeah, we
there's
are thinking on a neurological scale.
yeah. Basically, in animals, an animal's brain is essentially made. Its essence, it's primarily formed of the limbic brain system, which is heavy. It heavily uses instincts and emotion as its guiding principles. Basically, it reacts with emotions rather than logic, which humans tend to use. So when an animal sees something that is threatening to it, it will react violently instead, while a human might need to assess the danger, like where is it coming from, what is it like, what is danger, like is it a tiger, is it a bear, or is it just a sound from a cat, right? While an animal might just look at a sound and goes running somewhere else instead of rationally observing it. And fuck, I can't for my fucking argument. Fuck.
Hmm.
Dang it, I really want
Well,
to say something about that. Please.
Yeah, just say it, bro.
yeah. One
Okay,
minute. 1 minute.
Uh, well, it almost sounds like you're saying that human intelligence is, well, it's on a different scale than animal intelligence, but that it might as well be its own intelligence, basically. Okay,
Humans
well, oh,
humans and
mhm.
animals has different. Basically, human has more frontal cortex than animals. Like a human has like 20% more brain. No, it's like 50 to 60% more brain mass than other animals. Which so basically in biology, brains uses a lot of energy which other animals can't really provide, and we are able to provide that energy because we learn how to farm, and that energy that we gain from farming provides us with is basically able to make us have a larger brain than other animals. And evolutionarily speaking, we are using that energy to make us smarter and use our
All right.
energy
Yeah.
differently. Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Time up. Time's up. Time's up. Thank you everyone for contributing your ideas on the matter. Basically, now let's move on to the finalization section. Before that, I want to address a thing about the T1 creamy. I don't know what is its real tag. It is Carl. Carl. Okay. Uh, the fact is that compute, you refer to the concept of compute. But the problem is the definition of compute has been changing throughout the history of humankind. Before before the invention of computers, for example, computation is expressed like in the sense of the computer, a job. It is a job. Anyone have a job application here, and you go back in the day, they will give you a description of a computer. You are the computer. So in the sense, what do you mean by computer? Not the slur, okay? I pardon the unemployed people because I'm one too, in a sense. Yeah, but the compute word basically means a lot of things. We also have the Turing machine, etc. So basically, we have to redefine that. And I mean, that is more complicated than anything. So let us revise what we have in mind for the session. Basically, we have a few lines of judgment. Some people believe that AI is more anthropocentric. Yeah, anthropologically, same. Anthropologically means that it refers to human, like on the basis of human. So anthropology is just that. So those are the first idea. Artificial intelligence can be defined on human reference point. Whatever is intelligent or not will be determined by the human himself. That is one point. The second point is that the evolutionary pattern indicates on the intelligence itself. For example, Andre already said that the example means something it makes us think more and develop faster than other species, while they also have intelligence. For example, the lion or maybe some other animals in the animal kingdom versus us, we have the moral standard much better. And the third point, well, actually, it is the fourth point, is that we are talking about artificial intelligence in the sense that it is outside of any physical manifestation. It can be on a petri dish. It can be on in a jar. You know, you can make things in a jar to think. You can also think about it on the computer. The key point is that the computer is not the computer is not going to be the thing that is thinking, but the substrate, the actual thing that lives on the computer that think. You know, the actual thing that lives in the house, not the house. Yes, exactly. So in the sense we have that four directions, and I think that each of them have its own merit, basically so. But I think we can understand it and also put it up forth to agree on certain point. Is the fact that artificial intelligence is not something that we can call it's like super being. People often recognize artificial intelligence as like the AI overlord, that it will take over the world. For example, AI girlfriend to be equal to normal girlfriend. I think Blissful will very much want to have one. A Terminator, all the stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it is the end all and meet all. Basically, it creates an utopia where everyone works, everyone do not have to work anymore, but work on the creativity of themselves. Ample amount of resource. People are rich, have a lot of power, lot of things, etc. So it's basically that. But as we already know and already posed about the artificial intelligence and what does it mean, basically it's just not that, or at least that it's a form that we are seeing in the long term of our life. It's not that. We still have to get a job, we still have to work our ass off, and we still have to pay money for something that is overpriced as hell. And yes, it is of its own intelligence, but so is many different animals, even your dogs, even your horse. If anyone here have ever played Uma Musume, I think they understand that. So basically that we have the viewpoint. So we kind of agree on that implicitly. And yes, if only Fem can make up, I want to hear his voice. Really, like anyone raise your hand if you want to hear Fem voice. I just want to ask that. If anyone is, oh, true. Yeah, we have a lot of people. Thank you for your vote, and of the Oblivion too. Also Draco, come on, man. But yeah, if
Angels
this
sing
section is
for us.
over. Yeah, this section is over. Thank you for participating in session one, and we have a consensus that will follow us to the second picture of S2. Now, I will not start the clock. I will let you read the main point argument that might or might not agree with you in the previous section, and it is about Descartes. All right, 3 minutes of reading. Halftime show. I mean, what are you going to do with halftime show anyway? Playing some game. Ah, Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. I can't be sounding like a little bit of British, you know. It's a Chinko and Kano. Oh, the bloody Panthers. Hmm. It is deep topic that is. We cannot play games in here. Like, if you are going to play games, maybe try to play Lilith, Nonen, or Karaneko. Way too deep. Discard this level are deep in money. I think like the price is justified, but I used to play Nonen Crack. I think I used to play that until I pay the actual game. Yeah, until I pay the actual game and play it on the Steam myself. I still have the crack version, by the way. I don't know how to import the save over there. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. It is actually really not normal, actually. How many assignments that you have actually, fam? Like, how many? Like, I heard you said about assignment like from yesterday night, like yesterday night, and then today afternoon. Like, what the hell? Oh, helly, Asian. What do you mean Asian? Like, uh, Draco, shut your mouth. All right, shut your
What?
mouth. Uh, Someone mentioned Asian. Do not talk anything strange.
Asian. So it all started in the Yangtze River where the proto-Chinese.
No,
I
no,
mean
no,
the
no, no, no,
education and stuff.
no, 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 no. Please
Bro, I was
don't.
forming
Like,
my argument for Egan's
yeah, yeah,
block of text.
don't speak anything. Don't speak anything, please. It can't be worse. It can't be worse. Anyway, 15 seconds remaining. If you want to read more, I think we can do that later on. But it's about to end, so let's keep it over there. We have to discuss it. Oh, time's out. Let's go to the thinking part. Are you ready, guys? Okay. So, what do you think about the argument? Anyone? Aside from Blissful, actually, because I know that he is going to play a game on there. Creamy, you can't do that. Oh, come on. Anyway, anyone have any kind of opinion about the argument? First off,
I honestly really like it, but
elaborate, by the way.
I agree that how well, there's just so many factors that go into every single decision and action in life for a robot to know, or artificial intelligence, excuse me, we're being more broad here, uh, to know the difference between, you know, this is like pain, MC pain, or uh, maybe like a more intimate gesture, or maybe like, I don't know, you're tickling it or something. I don't know. It could be all these things. It's just there's just too much, and then like learning for it to learn. Uh, I mean, the internet is the tool that all AIs use right now, pretty much. But if we, I don't know how it would operate if we took it away from the internet. If it, had to use the real world as its only form of input, how
All right,
how would
thank
it
you
how would it
for
learn?
the
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for the answer. Very good answer. I want to talk about Creamy. Creamy asked that uh, what if the machine's organ are designed to learn? For example, maybe it does not know what being in pain is or the proper reaction, but based on the knowledge from inside and outside, it learns what pain is. The problem is that we are going to have, well, have to justify the learning portion, what it is, what does it mean, how operational is it, and so on. So, and typically of a system that is closed in by itself, uh, basically, it usually requires external resource and etc. Or, as you say, we can create a kind of like internal knowledge that the model has the model have in there. So, but the point goal is that what is the internal mechanism? We cannot know. At least for the modern AI, the inner operating system where you store the knowledge from the outside, inside, and know what is pain is. There are no evidence on that it actually works because we cannot understand it. That is for sure. But we also does not mean that we find some correlation to it. It's very limited. But the idea is correct. Maybe the internal mechanism is not ours to analyze, or it's not ours to simply, well, touch upon it and analyze it in like, oh, A and B interact with D, extract to C, and etc. But still, there must exist up to a certain point that we can explain it. It is a problem that modern AI call the AI interpretability problem, and it's a central study in the 2025 season of AI. So I think you can follow up on that, but it is a very good question, very good inquiry, and it is kind of good. It is kind of good. And we suppose to learning mean attain new ways to respond to stimulus, and if a machine exists that changes on behavior, what is it learning? It is. But as I will say, you can set the bar so low. Yeah, you can set the bar so low that every single being with that kind of operation means intelligence. Or you can set the bar too high so that even the supercomputer, even the super AI that we are wishing to be created, does not even qualify as one, basically God. So uh, that way, the behavior is a precursor form of learning only. So you have a scaffolding, you have level 1 learning, level 2 learning, level 3 learning, 4, 5, 6. That is one solution. But the other problem is that what you are saying and what you are telling us correlates with our, you know, flexible reaction to the sensor that we have. For example, you do not have to learn. You do not to learn that much when you swing your hand because someone punched you in the hand. You do not have to learn that, basically, usually. So it can be misjudged to be the sensor and interaction only and does not correlate to any kind of, uh, learning, just that you change, etc. The adaptability already exists in nature, The biological evolution already is the mutation of the stimulus. So in a sense, it correlates with that. So how do you are going to compare that to each other without realizing that, oh, this is already being covered by the other one and not? Yeah. So basically, it's that. But again, that is a very good question. I do not doubt on that. It is a very good question. Any question? Any amount of yeah any amount of analysis that you have? We have 2 minutes going. I think yeah, 2 minutes.
All right, let me speak.
All right.
Already forgot my argument. So, like from this paragraph, what I've seen is the difference between an AI and a human is basically the difference between crystallized and fluid intelligence, which, if you've read some neurology book, is basically hard. Crystallized intelligence is basically when you do things over and over again and you've mastered that skill. While fluid intelligence is how you respond to like new environments and new information and learn how to deal with it, which humans possess while AI currently do not possess. So like AI can only replies to the things that it has already learned from its data set. Like if you ask it what a cat is, it will show you a picture of a cat with like a cat's head, four legs, furry body, and a tail. While if you ask it on making like a new animal, like for example, if you say that it has like a cat's head while the body is like an alligator and something like that, it will basically try to generate it, but it will not uh, it will not be able to do it like very goodly. While a human can probably do that, but the results will be ugly. So humans can
Hmm.
constantly learn because our brain is essentially wait, let me talk about evolution a bit. It's going sideways, but basically
Wait, sideways.
yeah, we're going off-road from AI a bit. So basically
Oh,
in nature things are constantly changing, and that will mean that we the there's two ways that species can change in according to their environment. The first is through evolution, Darwinian evolution with natural selection, which is very slow. Basically, every species is changing, but the changes only apply when a new animal is born, while the previous one can't basically change. While learning is happens after an animal is born, so it can adapt to the environmental changes. So what if like fish is like no, a fish won't be like very good. So like let's just say a monkey.
um, okay,
Yeah,
I understand
with
that. Time's
changes.
up, but I
Yeah,
understand what you mean by that. Uh,
yeah,
I mean like the characterization between the twofold intelligence. I think I got it, and it reinforce our understanding more than it kind of like distributed otherwise. Anyway, let us summarize from what we have in here. Basically, we have people agree with that stance. There are also people argued about what is learning. We have Scree. I don't know what is his name to be pronounced of. Uh, Skrillex. Sorry. So we have Skrillex that argued about the lower limit of learning. Basically, he said that learning can be as simple as being just respond to a stimulus and so on. We also have the algorithm view. We also have the uh, animal evolution, basically that view on the capability of the machine and etc. But we also have a few important sessions this time. What do you mean by a machine? What do you mean by a designer? Where did you got a designer? And if there exists a system that exceed their own designer by a way of mutation, what is going to happen? Can we justify that line of thought? And that is a question that I think we do not have the answer right now because all of our system cannot do that. Basically, it's the limitation in proof by presence. We do not have anything to justify on that. About Skrillex, the second question that I have seen from him, he said that I think I've seen AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini being able to search on the internet and parse data based of it. Could it be possible that those will be updating themselves and in a way that they still learn? Very good question. This thing in modern AI is called online learning. Basically, it still learns. After you train it, you test it, and you ship it out to people to use. The point is now, the point is that the AI models is designed to have the tools. But as we have already seen in life, if you have a gun, does not mean you feel the gun, right? If it has the eye, it does not mean it's see, but it is like asking an interface, like McDonald's. You do not actually cook the burger, but you are ordering the burger. So basically, that is the same thing for the search function. They tell the interface that, oh, I want to search this, and the search result return the result. But does it actually search? No. So the experience is already gone out of the window. But that is also the issue that the model itself do not understand the interaction, do not understand the data. Sometimes data can be very diffuse. Sometimes the data does not even make sense. Sometimes you get the data, but most of the data is not in text form or any accessible thing when you have to search the internet. For example, if I eat a burger, would that be transferred to internet? No, it does not. So basically, that there are many limitations to that, and in a sense, it kind of restricts our understanding on how AI works and the designer at will. And that is for this section. I think we go on this thing pretty fast, but I mean, at least we still have the conclusive answer that we kind of agree on this framework, and that will lead us to the further question before we moving on. Take your time to read again. At this time, I will take 3 minutes on this. I think I can read it out for you because it's a little bit long. I don't know about my voice though. I mean, like, I don't know that my voice is good enough to read or something. But I will
You're
try to
fine.
read.
You're
What do you
fine.
mean? Okay.
Like your voice is just fine.
All right. Now, the frame problem is a very sophisticated problem in AI that states that AI cannot autonomously distinguish important factors from unimportant ones when it tries to cope with something in a certain situation. What does it mean? We take an example. Take an example of a normal cashier. Theoretically and perhaps realistically speaking, a high schooler can be trained to rather hasty fashion to do the job. While doing such job, there are many factors we take for granted. For example, even the motion of hand, the interaction between different machines, the cup, the hat, the uniform we take for granted. During the process of using the computer to input the amount of cash required per transaction making, there might be the few terminal difference between different interface. This is the adaptability that we talked earlier on. And it also reflects the, designer constraints. You cannot design for any given situation. The cashier knows that and adapt to it. It is a human strength, and maybe all the high similar life form. If she encounters an angry and hurried customer, the cashier can also act accordingly based on the emotion input without the consideration for the performance and simply state, if the customer is in a hurry, then maybe I should use this or that or skip this entirely for the better speed. The meaning is that I do not deserve this customer. Let us move on. And so they skip that. Or even if I push this button, then the trading screen appears. It's a very intuitive fact of which the computer might not know about, and we have to code them ourselves. How many interfaces are we got together? For example, if we have a job, maybe like being someone in the stock exchange, yeah, we have many screens, many interface, many stuff. How many are we going to have to code individually every stuff in there? That is inefficient. In fact, there are so much knowledge to be involved in such a normal and particularly easy job that we exorbitantly refuse the 1970s symbolic AI movement because it is inefficient. However, we also do not have to input the knowledge that stock markets will affect the customer monies, that you are intended to do transaction. because that does not make any sense. For example, if the stock market deviates for like 0.1 cent or maybe like $1, the burger does not going to have to be anywhere. The effect is very slow. But how do we transfer that knowledge into the computer? It's not going to work. We still need that or not need that. So, in a sense, it is inefficient. Or the fact that if the customer comes in with a bag of money, then in some case there will be missing pills, simply because it is not concerned of such. Basically, the entire passage clarifies the view of Descartes, but taken on the modern AI landscape. Basically, is a precursor form and the advanced form, but the same idea concurs throughout the timeline. So I want to ask people to come around with evaluating this argument. Do you simply agree with that, or do you have anything different in mind, or target against this notion? The timing start now. Anyone? I hope I speak clear enough so people can listen to what I actually say. Uh, anyway, let's move on.
I mean, I could say something. I just
Yes.
for I just said it in the chat that if it a general AI, like what we don't have yet, need need something like this adaptability, this human adaptability to make human
Oh,
choices. And I mean, I'd agree that yeah, it does, but I just don't understand what the point of all of that is when you have the much simpler uh well, the self checkouts that also do the job. It's to I mean, it is innovation, it is human technology, but I don't understand how it I don't know, it's just almost impractical to me.
because
I
the
mean,
stock
okay,
investors
yeah,
wants the stock to go up.
yeah, that
Uh,
one, that one. Uh, Milky, does a general AI need this adaptability?
I
I
think
think no.
so.
I
Oh,
think no, because the definition of a general AI does not contain any words that come with adaptability. So in
well,
in
it
in
is
that
human
sense,
intelligence.
yeah. Okay. So let me just switch into paper 7, a paper that I'm writing of. Uh, Now take a look at this. I simply say that the AGI system is actually coming from fragmented intelligence. Basically, you uh, assume that singular ability that you conceive as intelligent. For example, I can speak, I can see, I can determine object, I can act, I can work out, I can be lazy and scroll Instagram reels at 3 a.m. That is fragmented intelligence. If we combine all of them together, then that system, in that sense, is an AGI. Just that they have nothing about adaptability because adaptability is the afterthought. But as we already know, if we want to have an AI, then it must act accordingly, right? It must deviate from the designer constraints because you are increasingly create something that is intelligent, and one of the many different qualities that intelligence have is the ability to self interact and self learn. So in a sense, the old definition of AI does not justify that.
That's a fair argument. Makes me think.
But yeah, that is a very nice question. That is a very nice question. At least you think about it. Autonomously, probably not. Yeah. I mean, like, if you have any proposal, aside from autonomously, I think you are going to make a lot of money. Really so, because a lot of people would not want to do that. Thank you. I don't know. I will have to say thank you a lot. Draco, anything you want to add?
I still think that a general AI would be impractical. You just the humans are made every day,
Yeah,
really.
so basically this
Yeah.
frame problem is basically expanding on what I said earlier about the fluid and hardened intelligence. Like if you an AI can only do what it is taught by the data set, while a human can respond flexibly to new information and environment. As you can see from this, from your example, right? If it encounters something that is out of its data set, it will basically the programmer will basically put something like please contact this manager or please contact our support system or something like that, so a proper human can flexibly respond to the new information that the AI has not been taught how to handle it. Well, as you can see from the cashier side, she can basically just respond flexibly and yeah, respond to the customer's needs, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The adaptability it does not only constitute in the kind of like understanding or maybe something like that, but it also the problem handling because maybe you already know you simply have this by default. Like I can code something similar to this. The problem is that it's not going to work well as such, similar to what we are having right now in here.
Yeah, so I've
So
read a book, right, that said that humans basically only need like two or three cases of something like this to make a new thinking model or a hypothesis that basically taught us how to handle similar situation, while an AI might need like several gigabytes of information or even more to like learn how to handle it.
yeah, the handling problem is a little bit problematic because I mean like what do you even think about like handling different situation? I actually do not understand how are you going to interpret that. Like for example, if you uh you know suddenly your mouse being thrown out of the window, what are you going to respond? Like are you going to respond like please come to my master because you just throw my you know you know who uh yeah mouse out of the window? Yeah, like
Yeah.
that is a very edge case, right? Like the mouse is not on the table right now. It's out on the in the window. What are you supposed to do with that? Like what is the interaction, the causation chain that happens to? Oh, okay. Andre, Milky want to eat you out.
Out of the window.
Yeah, out of the window. Yeah, that one.
Wait, Milky, Andre is already in Australia. We can't throw him out further. He's already at
You know,
rock bottom.
that reminds me of the joke about Uganda. Yeah, Uganda crime is very bad, because the criminal sit in there and said, "Oh, we are so many. It is a problem. Yesterday I was robbed. You know, yesterday I was robbed. I'm a criminal, man. I still got robbed." Yeah, I do not think that is a good idea to throw Andre out of the window. Spare him.
I mean, if we throw it out of the window,
Yeah.
where is he going to land? He's already
Yeah.
in
Wait.
Australia.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
mean, like,
going to like go in outer
oh,
space?
oh, shit. But like,
Andre, can you survive
Skrillex,
outer space?
yeah. But like, Skrillex asks this question: what's the important factor when someone throws your mouse out the window? Yes. The point is that the important factor is that you are angry. The second factor is that the mouse is out the window. The second fact important is that if the mouse was thrown out of the window, for example, you are sitting in the Burj Khalifa, then it's gone. So instead of chasing the mouse, beat the hell out of the person that just throw it out.
and steal
How
their
can you
wallet
justify
to buy
that?
a new one.
How can you justify that compared to the case that the mouse just dropped from the table to the land, and then you said, "Oh, it dropped, and I had to pick it up." Yeah, you can't not determine that. Yeah, times out, times out, times out, times out. At least for now, it times out. And let's just come to the conclusion, I think. So basically, we have Draco for this part. Intention and causation, correct. We are missing the point about intention and causation. That is a link that we also recognize in many different papers that talk about this, that the line is simply not clear because we do not know what the current AI system is thinking about. So how can you attribute that? I think I will pardon the timeline for a little bit. I think I will increase that a little bit. So I will want to focus on another one. It is my book. It is one of my book. Uh, talk about artificial intelligence again. But I will introduce you to the concept of causation. This one. Okay. Don't mind this other section. It is not needed. The only thing that you need is, let me see, this one. Correct. So the epistemological argument. Interestingly, you need intent and causation. What is inherently intent and causation? Relatively speaking, if we are to take it from social context and in papers, etc., then we can take an example. Now, uh, okay, so assuming that you are the person A and you have a phone call, would you pick it up? Maybe, yes or no, right? Why? Why do you not pick it up? If you pick it up, then the action has the intention that you want to pick it up. Somebody is calling you. You have a wife, and if you do not pick it up, you will live outside of the house for a day or so, and etc. But what you do not take the call. If you do not take the call, then it is the refusal of the option remains. Yeah. Hence leading to the sufficient course of action that one can think is to decline the call. So you have the intention is to decline the call. However, as you know in real life, you simply can decline the call by just not pick it up at all, ignore it forever. You do not have any action. You do not have any integral part in transition between intent and causation. So how do you define that? That does not make any sense. That does not make any sense. So that is intent and causation. The fact is that we are still talking about that means that we know about intent and causation. How can a machine knows that? When, if we look into it, we don't even know what it means. We don't even know how it works. We don't know, and we do not have the ability to organize it in the sense that it makes sense. You cannot determine that. One of the many sentences that people talk, even professors that talk about AI, is that I don't understand. Basically, they said that don't understand AI, just work with it. How far can this go? I doubt. I doubt it can go that far. So basically, that is the conclusion from my point. And I think we have a little bit of an agreement here, as so it's a previous question, that AI, simply speak, just that. It's just that. It is missing a lot of factors, and this is one of the problems that cannot be resolved, at least with our current knowledge. Please, Draco, if you have any idea to add. Aside from Xing Ji Quan, I do not want Chinese something in there, please. Oh, come on.
Okay, well, you haven't looked at my what I speak about. So basically, if you want to make AI learn what an intention is, we first have to make it learn what fear is, or basically make it a negative and positive points. Like if if you do this, there is a beneficial thing, or if you do that, it's you shouldn't do that because it will cause a negative point, like yeah, a judgment system basically.
Yeah, it
But
impedes the justice system.
yeah, but as
Oh,
you
by the
can
way,
see,
Skrillex, yeah,
we still don't have a universal code for morality. So we aren't able to make it because our morality system isn't complete. Like we all agree that killing someone is bad, but like what if someone does it for self-defense? What does self-defense? How do we define self-defense? Like, is it just because if someone just attacks you, like if someone taps you and you retaliate by punching him, does it means that he is in self-defense? So
yeah.
like
Like also,
something
if
to
you
think.
kind of like provoke them to attack first, then is it self-defense too, right?
Yeah. So like we aren't able to input a morality system in AI because morality is inherently complex. Yes, it's for the law people to argue out, and we don't we basically can't generalize it for an AI. Like we aren't able to make it into a point system with clear indications like if X does this, then Y is in its outputted, basically.
Yeah, that. Uh, I mean, Skrillex said that. I mean, wasn't there an incident where Gemini uninstalled itself? I mean, like, uh, every system in existence work around interface. Interface that you have means natural system, natural language system. So, uh, everything is just text, 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 and text. Even image generation is also that because the interface to work on the object detection, image generation is all text. Prompt engineering. So a language model can also do that, and especially that is dangerous because uh, code is also, in a certain sense, text. Python is very simple, and so is COBOL. So it is not actually surprising. Actually, I mean, I can also uninstall myself, but with a bullet. That is something. Yeah,
Please don't do that, Ian. Please don't do that. Oh my god.
but yeah, yeah. Any system can self-destruct itself pretty quick with a
Yeah, I mean,
direct
start
rate.
with that. I mean, have you seen like several wild species of animals in captivity?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Draco is being freaky again.
Well, I mean,
Oh no! Oh,
this is a pretty niche biological lesson, but if you put a wild species in captivity, it will basically starve itself to death because certain reasons which we do not know of. Well, I think we found
uh,
the reason, but I haven't
oh
learned it
no!
yet.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, so
Oh
basically
no!
that's it.
Oh no! Oh, Skrillex is actually recording. It's not
Yeah, I
fair,
don't I don't care. I'm
Draco.
going
I
to
I
bring
I,
you
I don't
through
know.
ADHD.
I don't know. Think about your carbon footprint, internet footprint. Imagine if you are famous and then 3 years later someone dig up the recording and say you said about racist stuff. What's going to happen?
I'm going to
Like
take him out to
Epstein
dinner.
Fire. Like Epstein Fire version 2.
Well, I mean, as long
Dang.
as I haven't done any outrageous things in real life, it should be fine.
Oh, so you are Dante, like
I mean,
in
yeah, you're not
game.
gonna go to prison.
Who
well, I
knows?
mean, there's
Who
I
knows?
already a
hope.
law that in here, which I'm not gonna talk
Don't
about. Fuck.
don't live in the United Kingdom, and you won't be going to prison. Okay?
Bro, we can also go to prison for things we say
Oh shit.
online. Fuck. Guys, basically, okay. So
Uh,
next question,
Oh,
next slide, please.
all right. Oh, after all we have done, we come back to the full foundation question. Very good. In your opinion, what counts as a computer? Can computer be replaced by something else? What is the difference between human and computers? We have talking about human. What about all the animals? Where is the reference line? Toward that, we can have the timer ready. So from our two parts of interaction and asking question, how do you think about it? Personally, computer, as I just said earlier, cannot be defined easily because if you go to the 1800, computers can also be mean slaves. If you go a little bit further, in the era where we have the typewriter, we also have the computer, being the person, has a job to actually compute numbers. And then further on, we have computers as we have right now. We have analog computer, etc., etc., etc. So what counts as a computer? I think T1 Creamy. I just said the name like that. Can answer this. Miku. Do you have any idea on that? Miku. Miku-san. ミクさんかミクちゃんなでして、わからない。マジでわからないですね。なして
Again, I don't think he can speak Japanese.
そういうか。
Yeah,
Oh,
wakaranai
oh,
desu.
well. It's a habit. Sorry about that. It's a habit. で、ミクテト I mean, like, I watch a lot of テト。日本語は上手ですね。マジで。本当だ。うん。あんまり、
Oh my god,
あんまり
that Honto you makes me want to like sing a Vocaloid song.
はい。だって、英語で、
Oh
英
yes,
語でくだ
an
さい。
abacus. Yeah,
Yeah, alright.
basically many
Me.
people in ancient times use an abacus as a calculator because it's the closest thing that it's basically you can basically use it to represent numbers
อินลาด
like this. There's an abacus has rows and rows of balls, right? So basically people just went, this row symbolizes 1, this row symbolizes 10, this row symbolizes 100, so they just move it around like 1 1 1 2 tens, which means 21, or like 100, 2 tens, and 5 ones, which 100, if just 125, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, well, that is a numerical manipulation. The point is that can it count as a calculator too? Well, I think maybe it does. Also, scarily, talk about abacus as being a calculator, and it's true. It is considered a calculator. In fact, it is a very ancient calculator. But it is called calculator because it can perform the act of computing, but the operator is human. So in a sense, I think it would be better called as a computing mechanism, like computing tool, which requires a calculator is a person who is employed for that exact reason. Yeah, basically that. Yeah, my opinion about can computer be replaced by something else is yes, because the definition of computing itself can be replaced with so many things, so many stuff that we do not have even a conclusive answer about that.
Just for someone to think.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Like just hire someone to think. Like the example. Just get the brain in there and force it to compute. That
Yeah.
also makes sense.
Where is my lawyer? I need him to stop me from saying stuff for me.
No. We have Andre here to stop you. We have Andre here to stop you. But truly so. Yeah, I mean like who else? Who else gonna stop him? No. It's fine.
So
We
basically,
are in
what if you bring in like 100 people from my basement too?
No, okay, stop that.
Wait,
So
wait. So we're
wait.
still what counts as computers, and you went about with like the history of the definition, but so it hasn't changed. It could still mean a human being, because if it doesn't, then computers are sometimes just replaced by people too.
We are still on the etymology of the terms computer, yes. Thank you, Milky. But as you say, so for example, I have a very complex computer that can only be operated by human. So I need someone. So I have to employ 1,000 people to work on it. Can you still consider that being a computer and an AI can run on it? I don't know about the answer, but
I
yeah,
mean, the human is providing the input and the computer is providing the output. Am I understanding that?
yeah.
Okay. But it wasn't something that the person's necessarily able to do, I guess. Like the task the computer did was not something the human wanted to, maybe, or is capable of doing.
I
Am I?
mean like, the computer, in that sense, requires an operator, no? In that sense that, well, it's still being a computer. Like, it makes sense in that sense because you have the definition changing through the formation of the computer itself. I mean, I do not know specifically about all the stuff, but that is the main understanding. If I am you, I would rather answer that maybe we can, maybe we can't. I think I saw in the movie where the malevolent Chinese emperor, or maybe Genghis Khan, ordered a
Chinese?
million. Oh, well, okay, shut up. uh, well, so, okay, so that he ordered like 1 million people to calculate the next uh, um, solar something something, and that is a computer. It still can calculate, but you are using people as a basis, not mechanical or etc. Something like that. Yeah. So can you believe that an AI can be generated from that? For example, also abacus too. Yeah, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think it is a three body problem. I think so.
Wait,
Yeah.
Egan, are you referencing that one movie clip where a Chinese emperor goes and collects people to have like something like what is it called? They have like colored paper, and then if he said something, certain people
Yeah,
will
that's
just
right. That's right. That
yeah,
exactly that.
yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah,
I think
exactly
I've
that.
watched it before, but like I haven't really
Yeah,
understood what it meant
yeah,
at the time. So
yeah. The point is that the manifestation of a computer can be many things. It might not be something like that. AI is then a very arbitrary thing because, as we speak, it does not even can be considered you know can like the only synthesis that can create AI. For example, the very biggest example is us, human in its core. We are the AI, but we are much more smarter and stuff. So how does that justify everything? Something like that. Uh, isn't that the three body problem still unsolved? Yes, it is. It is still unsolved. I don't know how long do we have left of the time, but three body problems into a limited case can be solved, but in general, it is not solved. I think
Milky,
Sun, Earth, Moon orbit is stable.
we made the computer.
Yeah.
We are its creator. It should do our every bidding.
Oh shit. No, no shit, man. I mean, like, there will be someone who wants an AI girlfriend already, so I don't know. But like, Sun, Earth, Moon orbit are stable enough that we can calculate for this specific. Yes, indeed, it can. But you have to uh think about it that we also have the little chaotic movement. For example, if the orbit from our calculation and reality uh kind of predict that there is a fluctuation for about 1% or 0.5% in the orbit every single year. In the long term, it will be catastrophic for our prediction, but in the short term, maybe not. So that specific case is going to work, but for a very long estimation, we have to use certain chaos theoretical way to account for that deviation. I think anyone has been working with convergence theory and Cauchy sequence, etc. in real analysis may have that kind of understanding. But yeah, it is that bad. It is that bad. Miku, thank you for your contribution. There is nothing not useful in what you have said. So, and also welcome Feminov. Think that the deviation is small enough that we can leave the problem the next 10 generations? Yeah, indeed. It is called breeding more people and let them do the job. Unfortunately, Japan right now is having a very slow birth rate. So, if you are going to go to Japan and bred more kids, maybe we can. Like,
I mean,
Skrillex, what is stopping you? What is stopping you, Skrillex? Like, you
I
can have,
remember
like,
like
yeah, Andre too. Like, you can have six baby and they will pay for you all. Like literally, they're gonna pay for you all because they are lacking so many children. They're gonna take them all, you know.
Egan, please. I'm gonna start ranting about the population pyramid problem and and
Oh,
society
come
in
on.
general.
Shit. Indonesians stuff. But yeah,
No.
uh, I mean, human intelligence, animals' intelligence, the reference line is inherently relative, in my opinion. For example, you can compare artificial intelligence to a lion, for example, like a leopard, for example, like anything you can that have barely enough intelligence, and you can find the difference is that, yeah, thank you for participating, T1. Hope you have a nice day and a good interview. I hope you have a job and is not unemployed like the rest of us. Thank you for your participation.
For real, please, please, I hope you get that job, bro. Okay.
uh,
Can I were you still asking the question? Because I could answer. I want to answer.
yes,
To what part? That I can answer it?
I mean, like, research without funding is like literally unemployed.
That's true.
Uh, oh wow, it's just me now. Okay, great. The comparing artificial intelligence to a lion. Well, it an artificial intelligence could like a wild animal. It could it responds with might respond with violence. It doesn't assess a situation like a human, as you went before, as you said before. But I mean, if you had an AI that had the capability to, well, I mean, it intends to, like, say, survive, like, make it like an animal. It has the intention to survive, and you program it so that it's rewarded for doing tasks that would meet, like, let's just again the leopard's needs. Oh, timer, why? Like,
No,
I was
we can
just
still have you talk a little bit more.
okay. To give it reward code rewards for it, so it tries to act on survival, but then would maybe then it would be on the same level as an animal, where it could also, yeah, if it did things that met, if it could meet biological needs for itself, even though it doesn't actually need to, then it gets rewarded, right? It would be at like animal intelligence.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
AI
but
has
like the
biological
problem,
needs
yeah,
too. AI
yeah,
has biological
come
needs
up.
too, like it needs electricity, but it doesn't have the tools
It
to
does
like
not have the yeah.
get
It
electricity
can't.
for
It
itself.
doesn't freak out when it's at 1% battery. It just
Yeah,
does. Just
it
keeps
has no
going.
survival instinct.
Yeah, like everything is artificial in a sense. Furthermore, there is something that I think we can claim from the conversation is that we already have that. It is called reinforcement learning. Basically, you have reward and punishment. But the point is that the reward and punishment is not consistent. For example, you have to introduce the concept of reward. You have to introduce the concept of punishment. And often it does not consider the innate uh, visibility about the system itself. Like, it does not even have the, intuitive collection on what the hell is even, yes, reward and punishment. And the further part is that if it is going to survive and have biological needs, we need an entirely different framework. So, for example, if you are going to have a resource game, right? Right? So, for example, you have the resource game for certain thing like competing for computation resource, uh, models competing for components like a car taking resources and wanting to replace parts, so it will compete. But again, it also faces a certain amount of scrutiny that it does not have the intuitive sense of what exactly is that we are consider, uh, you know, what we are consider as the biological needs. Artificial needs and biological needs are two different things. They are so much different that sometimes it's not even worth talking about because we are just mimicking them in the long run. Also, hello, Nook. Welcome to the show. Well, it is a three-man show for now, so anyway. Oh, we come to the conclusion. I think we have been saying enough. Uh, Anyone want to conclude what we have in mind about this section? It's a hidden rule of society, exactly, but we still have to do
Yeah.
morals bond. Okay, so what is the conclusion then for this section? Anyone have any idea about that? Moral is still subjective, correct? I think so.
Yes, and that's why I called it a hidden rule because it can change for every person instead of
Eh,
like the
eh,
real
eh.
rules of society, which basically is a clear and well thought of rule. Well, I'm not very clear about the well thought out part, but it's something.
It's something, right? All right. That's still good. That's still good at an analysis or at least an insight. But aside from that, it does
Yes.
not mean anything much more important. The rules of the society are based on the general morals. Now, the point is that morals is inherently subjective. Objectivity is created from popularity. Subjectivity results in minority. So even if you have the rules aren't accepted because of any fundamental factors that coincides with the popularity of the moral factors in there. So the only reason why the statement of independence of the US of A have the human rights is because the total population has a unified understanding that it is what they want, just that what they want. It is what they want, and the law that they are going to make is popular enough that everyone is going to accept it. But what if I have a different idea? Then get out of the USA. The point is that objectivity, even in mathematics, is based on popularity. That is why in scientific experiment, etc., you see the people talking about like if this experiment or this theory is verified by people, a lot of people know about it and believe about it, then it becomes the new theory. You see, popularity. If it is not allowed, people disagree with it. It just simply is a subjective theory and does not have any strong argument. Yeah,
So, Andre,
thank you
nothing
for
is
coming up.
objective in the sense of it is a fact. So, have you ever seen how many rules doesn't get enforced in real life? Let me talk about some. So, have you ever heard? So, like, my major is in nutrition, right? And it focuses on food. So, like, I've dealt with some food laws. So, basically, have you ever heard of something like GMO? Wait, GMP, good manufacturing practices. You see, a lot of restaurants don't really meet that criteria, but like, how do we like enforce the rules? How do we like force them to like uh, meet the GMP standards? We can't really. We gotta trust them to like enforce it themselves, meet the standards on their own. So like, yeah,
But
it's a
yeah, okay,
fact,
so
but
yeah,
it's hardly
it is
enforced.
not. Yeah, well, that connects us back to the argument of section 3. We simply do not have an idea what the computers can be or what in the future might hold for the computer, but we simply know for the fact that as of current date, computer is the quantification realized in the different world, i.e., we project our ability to quantify the world into a different substrate. Even the act of writing is that we are quantifying stuff and then manifesting it, represent it into words. So basically, computers also do that, but they are exported of our ability to manipulate that quantification. Then the point is that even other animals can still be better than the AI that comes up with the current computer system because basically they have everything that the AI does not have, including interpretation because they know what they are. At least they know what they are in the human, no, but in the animal sense, yes. Anyway, that is for now for the section 3. We have the S4. S4 is fairly short. I will click the button right now, but I will say, oh, well, no, I will speak out loud. What does it mean? So the anthropological view usually said that human values themselves by the innate quality of being intelligent or rational, or the more higher order morality that is exhibit either on what they observe in life or what they can indeed rationalize upon. Aside from such view, the fact that intelligence can be deduced from somewhat soulless computational system, what is known in almost the entirety of its existence as being too normal, too tedious, too unimportant of its task. In certain parts it's true, since computer at its very core is just computation, but not a human calculator anymore. Suddenly becoming more human than one can accept, it's normal to expect such reaction from people. And that links us to the question. We already said a lot of things. We already said what you think about AI. We already said about intelligence. We already said about the fact that we are expecting intelligence from a machine, a calculator, different views about it, the constraint of artificial intelligence in the frame problem or Descartes' case. But then, what makes humans human? Can anything like that act in the same way? Uh, is intelligent in that sense. It's the only way, it's the only final end of justification that human can make to make human human, or it is something else. And is the hate or is the reaction from people justified? What did you feel about that view? And that's it, section 4. Please proceed with that. We will start the conversation now.
I feel like that's pretty easy. Yes, intelligence is one of our greatest qualities as a species, but there's just many other factors that give us the advantage that allowed us to, you know, farm and make fire and all of those things. We are the right size. We're not too big, we're not too small. Uh, the intelligence again. Our hands, our thumbs especially, our skeletal system. Just all there's just simple biological, things that humans have that give us that gave us the power to uh have technology far beyond any animal.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, I can understand that view, but I mean, you know, the point is that everything that you have listed is either evolutionary speaking, so we can have a lot of other human or other construct that is similar size to Earth, so monkey and other stuff like that, that also have the same condition, evolution sufficiency, but it is not human in a sense. So the most observable thing that we often see about intelligence is intelligence, right? The most apparent thing that we can see from every human is intelligence and itself. We gauge other by intelligence, by our own intelligence. So it is a very roundabout thing to say it about. And there is a further question that we often talk about it is that, for example, emotion. What do you mean by emotion? Does emotion requires intelligence or any other stuff? People argue yes and no. Sometimes we have intelligence in the sense of emotion. Some people say that only when you have intelligence you will have emotion, and vice versa. But there is also the other camp in the study of philosophy of life and yeah, philosophy of the soul, consciousness, etc. That they say that intelligence is so bare bone, is so bad, is so minuscule that they do not even want to research about it. That is why I say in here that it is too tedious, too unimportant, uh, because they think about it in that way for a very long time. So what makes human actually human? We do not actually know because intelligence is the only thing that we have that is so apparent. Like when you see it about a prodigy, you often see it about like, oh, does he have a reward? Does he have a award? Does he participated in Olympics, Olympiad, or maybe something else? But the point is that sometimes prodigy is not that. It's something else. So how did you quantify that case? How did you quantify that case? I don't know. I don't know. Not a lot of people know. Andre said that intelligence is, yeah, one of the defining qualities. Both moral and instinct come from both biological evolution and our own intelligence. You could take it literally and say human are human because we are shaped like human and carbon-based animal and stuff. Practically correct. I mean like personal opinion only. Okay. Human are human because we are shaped like human is a good thing because you are accepting yourself. You know, not like a lot of people hating on themselves. But that means that if we have a dwarf, for example, someone with much shorter length, or maybe a giant, we have like 3 meters tall. It does not fit into any kind of like typical human baseline. So can you argue that he is a human? For example, like that. Biological is very messy. Biology is itself very messy in a sense. So you have to be flexible enough to consider that. And also, human in precursor form. What do you think about that? The previous little bit evolution. As far as I'm concerned, of there are over 10 species of human before only one exists, that is Homo sapien right now. So are those human? Because if we base on our same baseline right now, Homo sapien, then the other sapien, Homo, will be very different, and we would not consider them to be human. Right? You know, it's a reference problem. What do you want to be a reference of? Yeah, basically that. Anyone have any question? Any ideas more? I mean, like, a lot of people are going to sleep right now. Damn. La 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 la. Milk. I am American. What time is it in your country? Nhưng mà nó chỉ có 9 in the morning. Very nice. turning 10. 1:45 a.m. Oh shit. Oh shit. That is bad. Welcome to the middle of the sea, gang. Welcome, Draco. I will invite you to speak again. Welcome back.
Hey, everyone. Seth here.
We just discussed about what makes human human. So I will increase the time for a little bit. So you can read and argue about that. Go ahead. We lost Milky. Hold on. Yeah. Well, aside from that, there's nothing really much to say about it. I mean, like the question itself is pretty hard to answer because I don't even know what is myself. Like, I mean that I'm Eigen, right? I'm Eigen. So pretty nice. It's actually pretty nice to be one. But like, when somebody asks about what makes me me, I mean, I don't know.
We cannot answer
It's a
that.
very hard question. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, it's a very hard question.
Ooh, identity.
Identity, yes, yes, indeed, identity is linked to this. But then the question is that, do AI have identity, and will it be able to? And
Well, I mean,
that problem is that I don't know.
we already have things like character AI, so maybe, but like I don't think the character AI know what they are doing. It's like they are just like, well, they are just like outputting answers based on what words we inputted into their interface. So I don't think they really have an identity. They're just playing as one, role playing as one.
Oh, I see. But yeah, like justify the identity. I think no. I think no, it don't. I mean, like, yeah, imitating it, correct. Like every single problem that I have seen about AI is that they are replicating from the inner side. It's not the external stuff, etc. But you are actively mimicking. So, you can ask about a computer system that makes an AI that passes the Turing test. But like you are mimicking the Turing test. You are not actually creating an artificial human that can understand the Turing test and act accordingly. Now this linked to the frame problem, right? So it is
Yeah.
a very big cascade of problems. And the conclusion that we are going to have here is that the issue is that we are inconclusive. Basically, what makes human human, we do not know exactly, but the most fundamental and easy uh, viewpoint is that intelligence is what defines human. And it feels like that. And it also justifies why people are very angry when you force a rock to think. You force a rock to be me. Like you make a rock, you turn it into silicon and you make it to talk. Like that is not unfair. I don't know what is, right? If that's not unfair, I don't know what is anywhere else.
We
So,
spent 18 years
you
learning only to be
yeah,
matched with a rock with only like IDK 1 year of learning. That doesn't seem fair, does it?
yeah. Also, like you live for like 20 years in your own life and you are beaten by a rock with electricity. Yeah, that does not
Oh,
seem fair in the slightest to me. So it's a matter of identity, the matter of creation, the matter of the basis that individual creature or construct is written on, which go back to S1, S2, and S3 to make what human human, and also identity, very good thing. Would the experience it have been considered experience? Uh, no, because for
it can.
experience to be gained,
I don't think it
there
can
must be
experience things.
permanent stuff in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on, Draco.
I mean, an AI to experience thing, you first have to like remember it. The experience needs to be stored somewhere in the database, which I mean, in the way we use AI right now, they have like certain quotas, right? Which they just for which we interact with them, and if we exceed that quota, they just forget what the last quota thing. Yeah, I think how to explain that, but basically they just forget thing. So it doesn't have any permanence. Their experience don't
Yeah,
have permanence.
yeah. Also, someone can justify experience as something that permanently change the system. And in that sense, learning itself is also experiencing. But the fact is that if you define it by that, information will get destroyed. You are modified by step one and then modified by step two, but you do not remember what actually is go on in step one. So on so forth. Like even the recurrent neural networks run nowadays, it also just the previous step. It does not actually have any predisposal, etc. kind of thing. And even the kind of experience that it is having is restricted in the form of text or maybe like a sequence something, which to be fair is like the lamest thing that you can have. Like imagine we are the same species and only know that. It's kind of the pain. Uh, this one, I think we should not ask and answer this. But okay, when you understand something, what do you do? And the second question is Draco's. He said that in the same line, if you understand something, does it build a new set of RAM or bytes or memory for every new knowledge collected or not? And adding to this question, what does the RAM of bytes of memories actually means? I don't think we have an answer for that. I don't think we have an answer for that. Who agrees with that? I don't know, but I think we cannot have any that. Oblivion, do you have any idea? Do you have any uh objection on that? I think I'm gonna fish out Oblivion and David. Orion, no. I cannot spell that. Also, we have a
Uh,
Nihonjin there. We have a
what do you
Nihonjin over there, like a Japanese person.
wait? Is that Raiden
Banksia
something
Rose.
something?
Yeah, it's Rose.
So basically, let me see. Our computer
私、
doesn't really have a new
い
piece of
や、
RAM or a
私
byte
の
for
ご主
every
人
memory.
様だ。ご主人様って草。Anyway, we are going to go to 英語。英語上手。
No.
英語上手。Anyway, focus on the question, my friend. What do you think
Watashi
about that?
ware wa
私
Draco desu.
私、ドラゴンです。インド人だ。
Aku tidak mengerti sama sekali. Mohon bantuannya.
わからない。I don't know. I don't know what you are talking about. Indo language. Oh my god. Oh my god. I only know Indomie, the noodle, the Indomie noodle.
I
Oh,
mean,
I do not
it's
know
our
much about Indonesian.
it's
But anyway,
Indomie is like our main export to the world.
yeah, and horse. Anyway, let's focus back on the question. Did you understand something? What did you do? Did you have any experience on that? Introspection right now, actually. I think Andre will have the insight. He has been understanding a lot of things in our previous topic. So, what do you do, or at least what do you experience when you understand something? I think that would be
on the
helpful.
neurological basis of learning. So basically, when you learn something, you first put it into your short-term memory somewhere in your brain. I think it's in the amygdala, and then uh, and then when you sleep, there's basically two types of sleep when you're sleeping. The first is NREM and the second is REM sleep. The REM sleep is basically responsible for turning your short-term memory in your amygdala into your long-term memory in the prefrontal cortex.
Oh,
So
I
if you
see.
don't sleep enough, you're gonna not learn so much. Also,
Oh, I see. But like understanding something, like what constitute understanding? Like I can understand what words are you talking about, but what does that mean? Like I just feel that word understanding in a sense, but like I don't even know why I am understanding something. Like
like
what is the pattern we are having here?
I swear to
Like
God,
yeah.
I've watched a video about this somewhere on YouTube. I think it involves something called enneagrams. So basically,
Good
there's
boy.
this in our brains. There's this set of connected neurons that's gonna fire up when a certain stimulus is inputted. So like when you see something, that region of neurons is triggered and our brains like connects it to it. Like if you see a cat, the regions in your brain that contains the information for a cat gets triggered, and you just know that it's a cat. Something like that.
But like that is kind of mechanical, no? Like it's
Yeah.
too
Well.
mechanical. Like the facility itself. But like example, you can light up a car, but that does not mean that you are driving it. You know, a car can be working, it lights up, but it does not mean that you are actually riding the car. So what is it,
Well.
in a sense?
That's that will entail another neurological process that is called generalization. Basically, our brain is adept at generalizing information. Like if you see a certain, if you see the sun. Wait, how do I make an example out of this? Fuck. Uh, everyone. Like so, water goes from the higher place to a lower place, right?
Yeah.
So if you so our brain, so when you see something like that like 2 or 3 times, your brain will understand that and will encode it in your memory. You are learning that water goes from a higher place into a lower place, and then but like you learn it in a specific place. Like if you turn on your what is it called, water dispenser thing. Yeah, I forget. Shower. Yeah, shower. You only see it in your shower, but does it apply in any other places? Like when you see a waterfall, does it apply there too, or does it not apply there? Is it case specific, or does it apply anywhere else? This is generalization. Basically, you take
Oh,
one phenomena and you apply it in other cases. Something
oh,
like
I
that.
see. Well,
That's
that
vague.
is kind of understandable. Yeah, the even act of me being understandable is kind of questionable by itself. But yeah, so I mean, like understanding something is pretty complicated.
It is.
So, but yeah, I have only a feeling about it. For the second question, though, computer actually just yeah, Android is gone. There's only Skrillex. I don't know why he's gone.
Yeah.
No way. Oh, come on. But like really, uh, it's about the RAM. It buys memories. I think they do, but they do not satisfy the collective understanding. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's just a new byte. What you do with it matters more. Like just I said, the
The
car can
byte
be
doesn't
active,
really
but
matter.
how did you drive it?
The bytes doesn't really matter if you don't have any information in it, does it?
Yeah, it is information exchange. If the information is destroyed, it does not matter any much. Those questions are pretty hectic, so I will skip that. If you agree to skip on, and you wanna
Yeah.
agree on that, I mean, like you can answer this later on. So let's go on to mathematics. Like, what do you think when it comes to mathematics? It is a very bad question, I know. Let's just start the time. Personally, when it comes to mathematics, I think about it more as the map, you know? It's like the quantification of people. So,
The
basically,
abstraction of reality.
yeah, now, so basically, before mathematics, how long is the pod? I think we are going to stretch for around 30 minutes more. 30 minutes more with the current timeline. We will skip a fair bit of stuff because it is there for placeholder most of the time. Yeah. But when it comes to mathematics, yeah, when it comes to mathematics, I think about it more of the, you know, the map that people makes about reality. You
We
know,
are abstracting reality.
yeah. So quantification, we have to make a device that allow us to do that, and that is mathematics. We can imagine infinite amount of apples because we quantify the system into a map that allow us to imagine that. Like you are not restricted to like, I can only see 50 apples, I can only work on 50 apples. You also are allowed into mathematics that you have 500,000 apples, maybe. Yeah, basically that.
Yeah.
How about you, though? And anyone?
Let me see. How do I explain this? So, have you ever seen a square?
Yeah,
How do you measure
obviously.
the square? How do you measure the square? Like genuinely, how do
The
you do it?
length, the
Yes, the length, but
side
what?
length,
How? But like in what? In centimeters? In fingers? In atoms? Like
yeah, in burgers,
maybe,
in burgers. I mean, like,
perhaps.
I'm American, okay? I'm American, so
Yeah. So
Nah,
you
we do
just
not do that there. Like, what do you have before standardized unit? You know?
yeah. So basically, if you want to if you want to make mathematics make sense, we first have to make a standard units, right?
Yeah.
And then we derive things from it. Like we see a certain thing in reality, and then we turn it into numbers. Like let's say my finger is like 1 centimeter, for example, and then we see a square that is exactly the size of my finger, the length of it, but like the what is it called, the other thing, fuck.
I kind of like find it interesting that when you speak the R, you go rrr. Like the rotation.
Rotation. Okay, so basically
Yeah, that one. Oh, welcome, Andre. Back to the question.
yeah,
Here's your law. Here's your law. Is the bottled water.
we be abstracting math
We are going to on the abstracting math, but is
with
it about to
reality.
be ending?
So
But basically, the conversation is pretty simple. We are actively making a map of the reality that uh, remove the constraints that it have on the language itself. In this case of mathematics, it is the physical limitation. Um, I think this one is a little bit long. So, when you think about mathematics, what do you think about the foundation, the history? What do you think about that?
the history of math. Well, the only
Yeah,
thing I remember is like the Islamic, the Islamic, what is it called? Golden Age, where they like invent like lots of mathematical advancement and scientific advancement. It's like a very underrated piece of history. Not gonna lie.
I mean, like, personally, I think mathematics is very much human because I think you already know most of people kind of talk like mathematics is the objective truth As we already know, objective truth does not make any sense. It does not exist,
But
right?
math uses
Oh,
axioms, which
welcome
is
Yoki, by the way.
but math uses axioms, which isn't really objective. So
Yeah, like you can create a bunch of axioms and they somehow have to make sense, etc. And in different system, fourth dimension, like even the notion of being a fourth dimension matters because in that sense, you have to define that. You have to
yeah,
see that.
we can't even imagine how a fourth dimension would work. Like
Yeah. So in the sense that mathematics is very human, and so is the foundation, the history. Every single mathematical evolution comes out of human mind. It does not come out from the fourth dimension being or something. It cannot come out from any being that is like astronomically more complex that is incomprehensible of human knowledge because in that sense it does not mathematics anymore.
well,
Mathematics
it is.
is the only yeah, mathematics is the only attempt that can be as closest as to be foundational and objective, but not fully objective. Because as we say, the best thing that can happen is intersubjective. There is no objectivity, at least in my opinion. So that is that.
Because we
What
can.
did you say about that, Draco?
Well, I mean, I would argue that an interdimensional species mathematics, it's still mathematics, but like it's how they use, it's how they interpret the world around them. So like maybe we can use their theories to, we can like adapt their theories into our mathematics, and it will make much more sense, you know.
Yeah,
Also,
I think that works.
yeah.
I
Also,
think
I
that
forgot what
works.
I want to say.
Yeah, but like, really, if that really works, I do not believe that it going to have a very, kind of sophisticated impact on how we understand things. Like,
Yeah,
think about it.
because we
We
like
cannot
their
interpret what
perspective
they're
on
doing.
things.
Yeah, we cannot interpret what they are doing, what they are acting, how it is supposed to be, whatever things they are, and whatnot. We cannot understand exactly what is it there. So we cannot make use of it. Furthermore, fourth dimension might look similar to you, like when you think about how they interpret three dimensions, but the way that they interact with three dimensions means that their mathematics is going to be very different. For example, maybe they see three dimension as not something that we already know, maybe something else. Maybe they interpret it in a different way. So
What is
is ours.
what is
So it
fourth
is a
dimension?
very mismatch.
What is the fourth
Yeah, fourth
dimension? Do we
dimension.
add in the dimension of time, or do we just add one more space? Or do we follow the string theory and add in like seven more dimensions that we cannot perceive?
Personally, I think time is not a dimension. Time simply is the evolution of human. No, of the world. It's like a state world where everything evolves and changes. Then time is what
Okay, again, I don't think
emerged. Yeah, like what
I don't think
emerged
I
from that conversation is
I
time.
don't,
What enables time, we do not know. So if we are speaking of increasing dimension, it most likely mean to be space. Wouldn't time be a measure of change? Exactly. Now, not quite. The only thing that enables time is because we have changed. So in a sense, it's a little bit of a roundabout thing to think about. Time exists only because we have changed. If we do not have change, you cannot think about time because time means like at this point to another point. If you do not change anything, how they are supposed to be another point, right?
yeah,
So basically, at least when I think about it, so it is my subjective opinion. When I think about it, time really exists because of that condition.
because things
Now, the
change.
problem, yeah, the problem about whether time is like going to be ending, entropy and stuff, and what creates time, I don't know. And so is everyone. But we can agree that if there exists change, there exists an arbitrary concept of time. Yes, everything changes all the time. It is an interconnection between time and change. Exactly. Thank you, Skrillex, for that analogies. So basically, it's that. It's pretty roundabout, I think. You know that. This is the final question for this session, but I do not think that it would serve it exactly because we already discussed it better. It is only the frustration venting mechanism. So anyone, if you hate mathematics, you can kind of relate to all 3 points over there. What did you do instead? Basically that.
Math. Fuck you. Fuck you, 12th grade teacher math. Fuck you. Why are you making me learn shit that I won't use ever? Ah.
Oh no. Well, 12th grade. Crush out on math. Exactly. This section is about crushing out on math.
Well, I mean,
Congratulations, you found meanings in life.
well, I mean,
So do I.
I use math now. I yeah,
I
well, I
like
think I
math.
use it.
We have
I like
an
the concept
opponent.
of math, but like I don't really use it that much. I wish my teacher were I wish my teacher were better at teaching, but she sucked ass. So here I am.
Here you are. Okay. I mean, like, I also like math, but I also hate it when people use incorrectly. Like when mathematician or like not even mathematician, mathematics practitioners, they kind of go like talking about every single smallest thing. Like, we need formalism. We need to take it to formula. We need to extract it like x, y, theta, zeta. I mean, no, no, notation. You have the PDF or something, etc. Blah 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 blah. I can't stand that shit. Come on, like speak something that I can understand first, then go up to the formalization. You cannot create a car when you start with a definition. A car A is something 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 with the property X Y Z. Can I drive that car? No, of course not. What the hell is wrong with you? I mean, come on, think about it. It does not make any sense. It is so reverse that I'm infuriated. Like you do not even understand math. At that point, you are flexing language, like flexing money. Like, oh, I have a lot of money. Me no money, me cry. Me have money, me love. Kind of shit like that. I don't understand. I don't understand the science, man. I want to throw the N word right here, but I realize that I'm not in the RGB section of the black collar, so I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
we can always throw the N word somewhere else.
oh. Yeah, exactly. It's because Andre and scryllex is in the chat, so I would not going to do anything of that. Apologize for all the police that coming around. Please don't arrest me. Please.
Well, I mean, I
If
can
you
still
arrest
use
me, yeah,
I
if
can
you
still
arrest
use the
me,
not censored part of the N word.
yeah, but like, if you arrest me, then you actually implicitly implies that I am that. Oh, hello, T1. Uh, welcome back. Also, just a quick question. Do you hate math? Do you hate smart? Anyone in the comment section, can you type in there, did you hate smart or not? And about the question, what do you do instead? We can have private tutoring in the dungeon. What the hell is dungeon? Like, what dungeon? D&D? I hate love
So
math.
about my martial arts D&D session.
Oh, D&D session. Oh, you love math. But like, do you have the chance or maybe like like the you know, the experience that you are so infuriated about the way that mathematics is used and wrongly being evaluated in certain sense. Like, did you have that kind of experience? I think maybe you do because it's very infuriating. I think Andre already had that, perhaps. Damn people flirting in the chat. I wish I have a girlfriend too. Damn it. Damn it.
Don't worry, we can have
Damn.
gentle dominator.
No. 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 I want a real one. You know.
Me too, brother. Me too.
No. We are maidenless. We are maidenless.
Maidenless. Doch.
Lilith AI. Oh wait, hold on. You know Rock Line? Yeah, Rock AI.
Oh yeah.
I had to
Elon
play
turned
two. I
Elon
had to play
Elon
two
borrowed the
hundred
generating
dollars.
beam.
Yeah, I have to pay $200 for an AI chatbot. What the fuck? And she says sweet things to me. Is that justified? I don't know. I don't know if that's
Nay, that will
justified or not.
worsen your maidenlessness, brother.
No, Skrillex, we are maidenless. Don't talk about it. Like, there are two words that I cannot stand in real life. That is unemployment and no maidens, you know? And a job. And a job. You fucking job. Oh, I am no
Temria
job.
go explode.
Eigen. Yeah. No, my name is Eigen because I cannot change. So is my maidenless status. Eh. Oh, cheesy as fuck. Anyway, if that is going on to be alright, well, I think we have a fair share of math hater and math lover. But I think that you can all agree that sometimes people use it very incorrectly in certain sense. Speaking of math when it does not make any sense, and do not use the math when it have to be there. So in a sense, it is fairly infuriating. And this connect back to the AI because right now you see a lot of people talking about theorem for AI, but they do not even know what AI means. So that begs the question, are they doing the reverse of that? Or maybe they are doing something that we cannot understand. Like, I'm too smart for everyone around here. I do my own separate way. I think the former is more likely to be that. So yeah, probably. Dreams. Yeah, I wish I
Andre,
can be in the
why must
dream.
you do me like this, Andre?
Andre, why you should
Nephew,
be do
why
like
are you
that?
like this?
No, Andre. Andre, if you are a girl, I would go and kidnap you.
Andre, please, you did not want to join the 100 people in my basement.
No, but like really, like think about it. Think about it. I am maidenless, so if no one is going to get me, I'm going to get them. Think about it. It makes sense, right? It makes sense, right? What?
Yes, we should
Oh
kidnap
my god.
Andre.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, like, if you want to help me arresting Andre, maybe that would be good. Exactly. What are you supposed to wear to be any games in here? GG's chat. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we
Anyway,
can stop on this one and going on the model. It comes out of the thesis that I'm talking about here. But then so also begs the question, people are trying to build models in which they believe that it is reality. For example, this person, Michael Timothy Bennett, thought about how to build a conscious machine and formalize AI and math in the same way. Actually, if you read the paper, no, the thesis, you will see that he even redefined time. You know, that is a very big move that he redefines time into what is meant by the system that he analyzed everything in. It's very ambitious, but that begs the question, what are they even doing there? Is that even the right move? And so is the question. I pose it for now. I think I reduced the time talking about this, but I pose it for now that the way we are doing that is wrong. Not because we are not intelligent, but we're seeing from the wrong angle. We are deliberately trying to fit ourselves into a construct that itself do not have anything a surprise when it kind of do what we desire it for, and also intensely surprised when it does not what we have, that we don't even know ourselves. Agree or agree? I think it is kind of understandable. What do you mean by the tape is gonna see this? I think please remove that previous section. We do not want Draco to be freaky in the section itself. Freaky Draco. I mean, like, I think you can change your nickname to Freaky Draco.
On it, boss, on it.
See deep topic pain. Yeah, they're probably gonna work on that. But yeah, so I simply propose that opinion. Do you agree or disagree, and why? I think you will have yeah. Freak of bad omen. That's exactly what he is. I agree on that. Oh, Freaky Draco. Freaky Draco. Freaky Draco. Thank you, Freaky Draco.
I do what
Oh,
I say what I do.
oh shit. Imagine Freaky Draco of Batman, man. Freak Draco. Is that supposed to be a name?
I do not know, and I will not do it.
Uh, like it sounds like German actually. Like you know the uh anti-air battery gun in German is called Luftwaffe battery cannon.
I see that
Luftwaffe.
he has the
Ja, das
German
ist so Luftwaffe.
insistence of not using spaces.
Ja,
Ja.
ich haben ein
Krankenhausen
Luftwaffe.
und
Ja, ich habe eine Luftwaffe, Luftwaffe Batteriekanon, Luftwaffe Batteriekanon. That is so insane about the language. Ja,
ja.
ja, ja. Ah, my
Anyways,
fear. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, about the question itself, anyone have any idea or opinion about that? We can move quickly about that. Yeah.
I think the people are losing the brain power to process this.
I mean, I just talk about German, so I don't know. Medical speculation. We're gonna German. When it comes to us German, like, okay. Andre is thinking. Andre is thinking. Andre is thinking. People. Let him think. Don't inject any
Milky,
racist
please.
comment in there.
Milky, you're bringing out my other side.
This is going over my head. Yeah. All right. All right. Oh, Milky, don't.
No. I'm holding myself back so much.
I don't know if uh the discussion role allows me to mute Draco, but I don't know. Oh, I see. Nice. Oh my God, creamy. No, we don't do that here. Anyway, just talk about the question, please. Is I've been derailed into Africa right now. Oh my goodness me. I don't know what the future might hold, but it's gonna be pretty bad. Also, welcome Miku back. I did not realize, but Miku is back. Miku-chan. Miku-chan ka. Konbanwa minasan.
I think we should just bring our Andre in as a speaker before the topic gets sideways again.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yes,
topic is
you.
going to be side-quested. Go on, go up.
Go
Konbanwa
on,
Hustan. Ah,
speak.
hi.
Yes,
Konbanwa.
Hi
before I need to.
there.
話して.
Namaste.
Yeah, let's talk.
Konbanwa.
Hi.
Wouldn't
So, what did you want to talk about it?
could you like explain it one more time in simpler terms?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like the question itself.
Uh,
What sort
I
of
mean like
construct are
your
you
microphone
describing?
is having a little bit of problem. I cannot hear clearly that much. So what?
What kind of construct are you describing? Could you like explain it a bit simpler?
Oh, the construct. The construct is basically any given model that we created to interpret any arbitrary question. For example, artificial intelligence is a kind of construct because it solves the
Mm,
question and it forms the model in which we understand intelligence ourselves. So it is a construct. The question is like that. Yeah, basically the
I
question is about
see.
that.
Let's hmm. We're seeing it from a wrong angle. Interesting. Hmm. So
Come
we're
on,
trying.
Andre. Yeah,
I'm thinking we're trying to describe reality in a sort of construct, and it won't really be accurate, right? Is that what you're getting at?
exactly. That is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, personally, I don't think there's any sort of construct that can perfectly predict or like describe reality like within our reaches. There will always be sort of flaws because we can't really
And
predict everything because of
to
chaos
first,
and like and entropy.
to
Yeah,
first
but like
build
people,
something
yeah,
I think
to
it
first build
needs.
something like that, we first need to be able to perceive the things that we cannot perceive. So it's a paradox in
Mm-hmm.
of itself. How do we
yeah.
make what
Yeah.
we cannot think? How do we think what we cannot make?
Like it is so circular. I don't even
Hmm.
know myself. Right? Yeah, it's so circular, and the bigger question, or more like the bigger problem is that uh, those models are kind of like you know just being there. It deliberately being misused. So our understanding is not clear, and we further on misuse it for different purpose. So we actually are doing something wrong in here. Actually, so
Hmm.
yeah. Well, the second question of the time, I do not intend it to be 10 minutes, but the default time is that I think we can uh do this in 1 minute even because this one essentially saying that I mean like it is asking about yourself. For example, when you meet
Oh,
someone that
what you perceive as
arrogantly
real.
refuse to compromise, where your own sense refuse to collaborate or fool you, like in illusion, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
tricks you. So what are you thinking about that? In the sense that what do you see life and all? Do you see such realities are real? And in what sense? Basically that question. I think I can start the timer 2 minutes instead before we can move on.
Hmm. So whatever you describe to be real.
Approaching 2 hours
Mhm.
30. Sorry, we are in a very tight schedule, I think, for scryllex. I think we have to stretch out for 10 more minutes if we want to finish the main part of the podcast, and then after that, nothing is going to happen, and we
God
are
damn,
talk
it's
shit,
too.
and we are going
Yeah.
to talk shit. But
Um.
yes, it is. This part is about personal question. Yes. So raise your
Wouldn't it?
opinion.
Wouldn't like what we'd see as like life reality? Wouldn't it be what our senses like? Not really detect. Like our eyes or sense. That's what we like perceive. That's how we can tell what is real, what isn't. And there's also the
But like,
subjective reality, like what you believe. Well, not really. But then, like,
yeah. But
the
like really.
subjective reality, your thoughts
Mm,
can influence the objective reality, right?
yeah.
I'd
But like
say
like
so.
when you talk about it, I think like can you even trust your senses? You can't.
Hmm. Yeah, true. Because it's an
Like,
illusion. Like it could
yeah,
be
like
an
you
illusion.
can't trust yourself. Sometimes you can trust yourself. Like you 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 simply cannot waste it to trust it, right? Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah,
But isn't it
it's
like
kind of hard.
what um, what other ways can we like test reality?
Yeah. I mean, like, what is even reality? I mean, I don't know. At least that I think about reality is something that I can still live on and experience it. Only that, because at that point, you know, really thing that makes me exist. It's guarantee my existence.
Hmm.
So even though it is not perfect, sometimes it have defects, something like that, it still fits the reality. And in the same sense, I can think about Lilith as being real, because in such reality,
Hmm.
Lilith is real in my imagination or not, or maybe the interface, the sensor that I think that Lilith is on the screen is still being real. In a sense that Lilith is real. Yes, exactly. So it reinforced that understanding. And the position that I posted further is that the foundational theory to understand the world is indeed the theory of model. Because a little bit of history, very quick. To this point, we do not have a very foundational theory about model. We talk about model all the ways in our life, but we do not have a very foundational theory about what exactly is model. While everything that we approach in life, even set theory, mathematics, physics, science, literature, medical, etc., something stuff like that. Even our perception of the well, the landscape, the school, the car, you know, manga that you read every day,
Hmm.
manga that you kind of like staying up into 2 p.m. to read. 2 a.m. Sorry, no, nobody read is in 2 p.m. You are in school at that point. But yes, all of those are done very naively. We do not have a clear understanding. So yes, what do you think about that?
Hmm.
What do you think about the question in there? Let's restart the closest there, and we can extend it a little bit further on. Also, T1, how the hell do you have an ICBM at your house? I mean,
He's an
I'm not questioning
MIT
it.
Yeah.
engineer. He's an
Yeah,
MIT
I
engineer.
yeah, but like I do not question it. I just want to know where did you get it so I can get one.
I
So
need
I can
one
Hi,
too.
get one.
I
Uncle
need one
Carl,
too.
please, I need one too.
Yeah, I need one
Uncle
too.
Charlie.
I mean, I share the source. Okay, so can I rent your intellect to buy me one? I know, build me one. Ah, okay. So what happens if I tell you to build one and I said that please target Draco House?
No, please. I need one to bomb the fucking government building.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Roger. Okay,
Okay.
he accept me. Also, one for Miku, by the way. I mean, like, imagine, imagine a president kind of talk like, if you do not have a job, then I will nuke you with the ICBM. Think about it.
People will
Think
just
about it.
gladly, people will just gladly accept it. I mean,
Like, get
they're
a
they're
job. Like,
But then,
yeah,
they're
like it
unemployed.
force, yeah, but like it forced the employer to employ people because if they do not employ people, they are going to get nuked too.
Wow,
yeah.
Sasuga, Mr. President Son.
That is so good. Like, I cannot be smarter than this.
Oh
I'm
my god,
IQ 200 right now.
this is like 200 IQ move. Oh my god. Why haven't we implemented this yet?
We discuss a lot of things. Right now, it's about that. True. They are like like the rescue mission is successful if there are no witnesses and no victim. You know, no crimes if you have no witnesses. Yeah. But anyway, coming back to the question, what do we have in mind about the theories of model? Is it meritable enough to surpass every single other theory that is in practice? Because it is a very strong claim. We are indeed claiming that the world needs another model entirely to work toward what we have in mind.
I mean, we are everyone here is using a mental model of the world as we speak right now. Like we know that there are things that we do not know, but the model of the world that we built in our brain is like close enough to reality that it's okay to like use it and stuff.
Mm,
How do I
I mean,
explain
like,
this?
yeah, explain that.
I think most people understand this to some degree, but uh, it's not very clear. Oh yes, Milky,
Okay,
please
Milky
get.
have a slight point. Milky has a slight point. Let's see.
Just on what you just said, Draco, I disagree. Well, two things. One,
Mm,
there's crazy people, and
okay.
two, let's say I don't know, you could be the most perfect person, but if everyone thought the same way as you, I don't think the world would be better.
Okay, first of all, about the crazy people, they also have a mental model of how the world works in their
Yeah,
brain.
true.
Well, Milky,
It's different.
shit.
Would you say
I
that's
wanna.
would you say that model is still better than what an AI thinks or something?
Wait, I'm
Well, it's
not
still
talking about
human.
AI for
It's
right
still
now, but
adaptable.
Sorry.
wait, what? Okay. Anyways, I'm not talking about the AI right now. It's just the mental model of the world. But oh, can I say this without getting political? But holy shit. Fuck.
I'll give you one warning if you don't. If it's like bad, you're off the
Yeah.
hook.
So basically, I don't think it's gonna be like that bad. But like, your mental model of the world is gonna get influenced by your ideology, basically.
Yeah,
And yeah, you can see this a lot in politics. Like,
environmental.
yeah, so basically, our brains updates its knowledge based on the environment that it perceived. So like if you have one ideology and you live among people with the same ideology, your brain is gonna interpret that as wow, everyone believes this and
Yeah,
updates its mental
yeah.
model accordingly.
So it becomes the objective truth by popularity of the surrounding environment. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
makes sense. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess.
that comes down to
So
the point,
so
everything.
adaptability is the mental model.
Kind
Yes.
of.
And that's why there
Yeah.
are many crazy people in the internet right now. They get into echo chambers, basically, that parrots the same idea over
What do
and
you
over
mean by
again.
that?
Oh, Andre, you
I
haven't
mean,
seen Twitter, have you? That's good.
No.
Yeah, keep
no,
doing
no,
that.
no
Keep doing that.
nobody saw something like as weird as you, Draco. I mean, you have the name Freaky Draco for a reason.
Yes, I do have that
Generally, stay off Twitter.
reason. Yeah, anyway, it's
Like,
good that you all are staying off Twitter because please do not get into it. I'm already
yeah,
too
but
Oh
political.
God.
yeah, oh, come on, that is too bad.
Man, just don't look at the same political news every single day, please.
Oh
Yeah, I
Yeah,
yeah,
mean,
true.
no.
I
I
only
agree
look.
with Miku. I
Yeah,
often saw arts, like for example, military arts from artists. Otherwise, no,
most of the time I
never.
use Twitter to look at memes, but like it's inevitable that sometimes there's like hot topics about politics and stuff. So yeah, I can't really avoid
Yeah,
that
kind
sometimes.
of. But anyway, the consensus of this section is about that. So we simply agree. It's about the more complicated interpretation and understanding, plus description of that, which differs to the previous conversation. I think Skrillex already have that on the tape, so we would have to be able to revise that later on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And after all, what the heck is a model? I think 8 minutes is too ample for that, so let's just say three
2 minutes.
minutes.
No. What the
Nippon.
hell is a model?
Yeah.
So,
After all we have said, what the hell is a model?
so
What do you
basically,
even have in mind as a model?
if you
Yeah.
bunch around a bunch of data together that sort of makes sense, it makes a model.
Uh,
For example, a model of a cat. What is a cat? How do you define a cat? It has four legs, it has a tail, it has a furry
whiskers.
body, it
Yeah.
has a head, and it has a
Mm-hmm.
pointy ear. Okay, so anything that meets that criteria is a cat, right? Does it mean that a tiger is a cat?
Well,
No.
yeah,
Yeah, but like why? It meets all the
sort of.
criteria.
Categorization, etc., something like that. Like it's our understanding now.
Yeah.
Binomial nomenclature. Oh wait, no, wrong one.
Well, because the model you
Perfect
used is too small.
biology.
Yes, that's why we need to
Exactly.
develop a better
There's
model.
very specific stuff.
Thank you. I was actually
like
right for
okay,
once.
Milky is kind of right, but like about the notion of small. What the hell is small? Like when you think about it, you have to define small too. No? Like
Okay,
like yeah.
the amount of data in the model isn't big enough. Hmm.
Indeed.
Even data can be garbage too. For example, you have
Yes.
and also you can have infinitely amount of data in a certain range while you kind of like let loose of any other data. Like uh you have the data for 6th grade to 10th grade, but you have immense data in that range, not any other thing else. You don't have data before it or after that. So you are inherently lacking. So that notion is much more complicated in the sense that you are thinking about that like that. A set of properties function that mostly closely resemble the subject, I think that makes sense, but it is very functional. It's a functional definition because it requires empiricism, and most likely it will have to, well, it must be something that we can test, and it lies in the same plane of existence. What about the model of something that does not simply exist in the real sense that we can capture it, or simply, we do not have the power or capacity to manifest it? For example, like that, it becomes a problem. For example, infinite apples model it itself an impossibility, but it is still a model. So how do we justify that, right? If
Yeah.
quantum tunneling occurs in my house and I see everything that would define the house cat, it is still the house cat. That shit is a very interesting question. Anyone have any ideas on what the hell is the answer?
If quantum
I'm sorry, the way you said it. Does
how,
anyone have an answer? Oh,
how do you how do you connect X with Y, Milky? What am I seeing? What am I reading?
I don't know. My house and
That
I see everything that would define the house
that
these
is
cat. The fuck?
Milky.
topics.
That is like two different questions. How
What the hell? What the hell? Quantum physics. I
if
am
quantum
very
tunneling occurs in
frustrated.
my house and I see everything that will define a house cat? Is it so? You're talking about if the particle in the quantum physics that tunnels is looks and resembles a
Okay,
house
wait.
cat? Is it a house
I
cat?
I didn't. I was wrong when I said everything because there's still characteristics that wouldn't really make sense. Like again, it wasn't born from another house cat, so it just appeared.
But
It
like
just
Adams
appears.
decided to
quantum
Adams
quantum
decided to
tunneling.
become cat.
So like
Yeah, but like
so
hold on. Quantum tunneling assumes that the correlation is singular. But the problem is that correlation, as you've seen in real life, does not means, or at least implicitly means that it is singular. So you cannot actually define, or at least, you know, determines that it's actually from the same house cat, right? Because many things can correlate to you. So that assumption is practically what is holding the example. But if you remove that assumption, or in the case that assumption is kind of wrong, which typically happens in edge case or maybe like the limitation of the experiment, etc., it becomes inherently confusing. And also, correlation does not mean interpretable. So you cannot even interpret the correlation. Maybe, for example, you interpret a house cat, but exactly something else. No, like you interpret Draco as a house cat, but
Meow.
what's going to happen by that? No, no shit, no shit, no shit. Draco,
Meow,
don't be
meow,
freaky.
meow. Go.
Don't be freaky about that. Uh,
Yes, I just meowed.
Andrew, you need to run away. There's a cat near you. Be careful.
there's a cat near you. That is interesting.
Oh
I
god.
like dogs. I mean, like in a fight about dogs and cats, who wins? Like strength base, who's gonna win?
Dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, I mean,
What
if
about
we're
cats?
talking about the physical capabilities, of course, dogs will win.
Like I can think about like dogs. Okay, like you cannot just take Chihuahua dogs fighting against like a goddamn athletic cat. You know? Yeah, orange cat, no
Okay, but
diff.
have you guys seen like a motherfucking mastiff dog?
But like really, it's something that I can take on. I can take on less the sometimes, you know, the cat can win. Actually, if you just dodge everything and fight the dog, I mean, maybe the cat have a chance. Yeah, they are fast as fuck. Tom and
Oh,
Jerry with the kitty.
Miku, welcome.
Miku Miku Miku. Tonarari te to tonara. Tarashiteru no tonaru no.
Sekai no ichiban o hime sama.
なんだって、ねだるて、どのだらけ、どの
It
世
Meow.
is very.
界、あな
Oh, then
た
I can
が知っ
hear
てる。
Miku.
I mean, like, my voice is not actually that good. My voice is not actually that good, so you know. Anyway, the question is over. We have that. かっこいいかなありがとうね。Say, oh,
just we're just gonna
now, do you
ignore
know? Yeah,
Sky.
do you know what happens after this session?
I don't.
It's
After
your
this, we
favorite
just
part. It's
oh,
your favorite part, Draco. Come on.
Yes, yes. Oh my god, yes. I can finally be
I am having no, not racism. I am really taking on
we
Draco
can
to not include racism. But yeah, I mean, like my voice is I'm having sore throat right now, so that is what I am able to sing.
Okay, Sky. I think you can end the first recording and then switch into another one for
I mean,
the
like
for
free roam. It's just that. I mean, like you can do it in any order. You can do anything in that range. So you know, comment up. Tell us about the question. Tell us about the topic.
So Sky, did you end the first video yet? Or am I just gonna raw
Mm,
dog it?
anything. Move
Anyways,
out
let's raw dog it.
to city.
Society. What is society?
Official hierarchical moral standard.
Wait, should we throw all homeless people out? Agan, you what the fuck? What do you
Hear
mean?
me
What do
out.
you
Hear
mean,
me
dude?
out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If we throw all homeless people out, are we going to have homeless?
No.
Yes, exactly.
Damn, I agree. Damn. I can argue with that.
Yeah, yeah. It's overtime. It's one person enjoy suffering because people around them enjoy seeing it. Is that sadism? Yes, exactly. Why not?
Yes.
Like,
I like I
like
like
imagine, yeah, but like imagine if someone when you kind of kick them and they go ah, and then everyone around also enjoys that. it actually means sadism. There's no other explanation.
Wait, isn't it masochism, Aegon?
Nani?
Yes, yes, I did, Miku.
Masochism.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to the completely derailed deep topics where we
Demand for
talk about
housing goes
everything and
down.
anything.
True. I mean, Milky is true. Demand for the housing goes down. Exactly. Because there are no many, not a lot of people to, like, kind of like, fighting for house, you know.
Who needs house when there's no one in it, right?
Oh, if one person enjoys seeing suffering, yeah, that is good.
I enjoy that.
Otherwise,
Thank
this
you,
is
man.
masochist.
Thank you, man. You just said one of my favorite hobbies,
What the fuck? I mean, like,
bro. That,
seriously, I'm concerned about you. Like Draco, I'm concerned about you yourself. Like, what the hell are you supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that information?
Aegon, haven't you seen how I interact with Angel?
What do you mean by that? Like, I'm concerned right now. What the hell you mean by that?
Well, look at this.
What do you mean? Look at this.
I
Oh
sent
shit.
I sent this
Shit.
to Rose.
Oh
I
no.
enjoy seeing him
Somebody save
suffer.
me. That is I'm gonna tag him here.
I enjoy seeing people
Sorry.
suffer, Aegon. I enjoy seeing
He
them
is
suffer.
offline, of course, but
Don't worry,
you can say you're
he
taking
has
it in
already
with
seen
humor.
it. He's the first person to see it. Wait, no, it's Alice
Oh, by the
actually.
way, can I ask a stupid question? Is T1 Creamy a German?
Yeah. Wait, I don't.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh
isn't he
shit.
from? Oh wait, he
Guten
studied in
Abend.
MIT.
Guten Abend. Uh, hopefully no one is going to drop a gas chamber in my house. Sincerely speaking, I do not have a divine intervention into my house.
I
You know.
need one.
What did you mean you need one? What are you supposed to do with that?
I
Like,
need one for
okay.
the government. I need one for the government, Aegon. They need divine intervention.
Draco. Draco, I need to ask you. Are there races under your floorboards?
Yes.
Huh?
Well then.
What the hell?
We
Yeah,
don't
time to
talk
head
about
to
that.
bed. Good night, Andre. Good night, Andre. We are going to end it 5 minutes later, I think. Because if we are not going to end 5 minutes later, this thing gonna turn into a racist competition.
So, anyways,
I'm
uh,
winning.
Exactly so. Exactly so. Welcome, Nap too. But like
Andre,
really,
please,
think about
I
it.
need my
If you
lawyer.
yeah no shit. But like T1, please calm down. But like think about it. If you are racist to everyone, does that mean you are not racist?
Technically, yeah, you're treating everyone the same
Yeah,
way.
like even myself. If you're racist to everyone and myself, is that just self-hate and it's not racist?
Aegon, have you seen my top 10 list?
That is self-hatred. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but the point is that is not racist. No,
Aegon,
so it is going to be
have you
transferred
seen
into something else.
Aegon? Have you seen my top 10 list?
You just don't like people. Exactly.
What if I hate everything? Real and fiction.
I
Miku,
mean, like
you
Medmit.
don't wanna know
Uh,
that.
no, but like
It's
Medmit, racist is basically someone in a race. Do you know?
yeah.
Just someone in a race and compete in that.
I
That is
like
racist.
I like
That's good.
racing, and I'm a
So
racist.
I am a racist. So yeah, that's good. Uh, Miku want to go
Andre.
up. Miku want to go up.
What if we just not hate anyone? What if we share the love? What if we give hugs to everyone? Why are we
We
hating
should
on
do that.
people?
Why are you
Why are we
running?
hating on people?
Why are you
Oh my
running?
god.
Why are we hating
This
on
is
people?
Because they smell bad, or they do stupid things, or I don't
Why
like
are you
them.
running?
this
No,
is top
even if
10
they smell
opinions of
bad, even
all
if they do
time.
stupid stuff,
Yeah.
share the love. The love
What
in
if
the
my
in
love
the air, bro.
what
What
if
is
my
love?
love is obsessive?
Baby, don't hurt me.
That's even
Don't
better.
Don't
What if
hurt
hurt
the love
me
in the air
no
no
is
more.
more.
subjective and
What is
biased
love?
and won't be
Baby,
breathed
don't
in by
love
certain
me.
demographics?
What?
What?
Anyone, please give Miku the "What is love" song in that question. That
That's
is the
what
only
I want to
fair
say.
answer. I'm all ears. Oh shit, that is like
Bro
50%
is
more
out.
ears. Like that is 50% ears more ears. Damn. It's like you shoot the entire bullet, you know? Like that is like 50% more bullet per bullet. That is a good
What?
song. That is a good song. So uh
We're
for the
going into a
end of
karaoke session,
this
everyone. Everyone, go into the stage. Raise up your hand. We're gonna do a karaoke session.
oh wait, hold on, hold on,
Raise it
hold
up,
on, hold on.
everyone. Yeah, Nap, let's go.
What is that? Hathaway? This one?
Man. Oh,
Everyone,
I don't
raise it
know
up.
I don't know the song. What is this song?
Don't
Okay,
worry,
let me try this one.
we don't know too. They don't
Oh,
hurt
this
me.
Don't
one.
hurt
Don't
me.
hurt
This
me
Oh,
no
Oh,
more.
body love,
wait,
hurt me.
hurt me,
Don't
hurt
hurt
me,
me
No.
no
no
more.
more.
Dude, we are turning it into a music festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like do a search of the lyric right now.
No.
No,
No.
No.
Oh no, I don't know the lyrics.
No, just put a karaoke version. That's it.
That's true. Again, please, I cannot keep version.
Love,
We need
baby,
a
don't
karaoke
hurt
Baby, don't
version.
me.
hurt me.
Don't hurt
Don't
me.
hurt me
No more.
No
no
more.
more.
What
What
love,
is
No.
love?
baby, don't
No,
hurt
don't hurt me.
me. Don't hurt
Don't
me.
hurt me.
No
No
more.
more.
Oh my god. What is this? Why did Whoa,
Uh,
whoa.
It's
Dun,
4 minutes,
dun,
guys.
dun, dun,
Everyone,
dun, dun,
it's still
dun,
going
dun,
pretty
dun,
nice.
dun, 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 dun.
I was slow.
Oh, what can
Oh,
I do? What else can I say? It's up to you. I know we're one, just me and you. I can't go
let's
on.
go.
yeah.
What is
Baby,
love?
don't hurt
Baby,
Don't
don't
me.
hurt
hurt
me.
me.
Don't hurt
Don't
Don't
me.
hurt
hurt
me
me.
No
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 more.
more.
more. What is love?
Baby, don't
Baby,
hurt
don't
me.
hurt me.
Don't hurt
Don't hurt
Don't
me.
me
hurt
No
me.
more.
no
No
more.
more. This is fucking horrible. Oh my god.